Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to Wednesdays with Weeby, with yours truly, WB, funny enough. I wonder why. But how's it going, guys? 6th week, I believe, of Wednesdays with Weeby. That's pretty impressive in itself, really. 6 weeks of answering questions, and it is that time of the week again where I do get to answer your questions, which is nice. Something slightly different in this Wednesdays with Weeby. You're not going to be seeing any War Thunder or World of Tanks gameplay at all. I've taken a break from both games somewhat. I might hop on for a little bit to get some recording done, but I'm taking a slight break from it for now. As I explained in yesterday's video about I'm having some issues at the moment at home and stuff like that. Well, not at home, but personal life issues, and I want to get those sorted before I go back into video making. But yeah, you're going to be watching the games I generally enjoy playing when I'm not playing War Thunder or World of Tanks. First of all, you're going to be actually watching a video that, or gameplay of a particular game that my channel used to be thoroughly based on. Where I made somewhat of a name of myself, which was Call of Duty Zombies. I was a zombie guy originally. Zombie in Minecraft was originally what my channel was about. So I thought I would, for this episode of Wednesdays with Weeby, throw back a little bit, go back to the channel origins and have some fun, really. That's about it. So I guess as well, while we're here on the subject of games that you don't normally see, I should probably jump over to Star Citizen. So, many of you have actually asked whether I have heard of a game called Star Citizen. As a matter of fact, yes I have, and I have already got a ship on it. Main reason you haven't actually seen any gameplay of this on the channel so far is because there's nothing really to show, apart from looking around. I have previously done a video on Star Citizen a while back, but since then I haven't really done one because there hasn't really been much else to show. The ship I've got is a Origin Jumpworks 300i with 3 laser cannons on the front, because I purchased an extra one and that's on the front there, so that's always nice. But yes, I have got Star Citizen, and I am looking forward to the dogfighting module. I will be will be bringing you, there you go, gameplay of that later on the 29th, seeing as that's when it gets released. While I'm here, I may as well show you inside. But the animations are extremely impressive so far. As you can see, even while you're walking up a ladder, the animations are pretty impressive. This is in alpha, of course, so there's going to be plenty of bugs for me to explore and enjoy. But so far, this is inside my Origin Jumpworks. I'll take you into the cockpit over here, just so you can see the snazzy animation that I get to have right there. And I got my joystick actually specifically for this and War Thunder, so that should be nice. As you can see, very, very well made, very pretty game. Can't wait to get a hold of this and get to basically use it in actual space. So yeah, that's Star Citizen. So now we've got the introductions out of the way, I guess we better answer some questions. Not like we do anyway, but I'll try and get as many in today as I possibly can for the time I have. I have quite a bit of time today, so what I'm going to do is try and answer at least 3 questions, maybe more. But let's get started. So first question comes in from Mr. Wolf over 9000. Brilliant name, by the way. I know where you got that from. Probably from Syndicate. What a coincidence, in as we're watching zombie gameplay. But he asks, "Dear WBE, would you ever consider doing a sort of Flying with Fans Day? If not, why not?" I had considered doing sort of like that. It would have been called Saturdays with Subscribers, but the issue with doing doing that sort of thing is that you exclude a lot of people. You have to make decisions. Basically, if okay, put it from my perspective, there's around 4,500 of you now. I mean, I'm a relatively small channel, and so is Squire, but Squire gets it as well. We're going to use ourselves as examples, but basically, I don't think you guys quite realise how many of you message us on a daily basis. It is quite a handful. And to kind of say, oh, I'm going to fly out with this guy, but not this guy, there's no reason behind it, but because he asked first, it's kind of unfair. It's the main reason why I don't fly out with subscribers. I mean, it's not that I don't want to, it's the fact that I can't, because it would be unfair for everyone else. It's just not how I would, it's just not on, if that makes sense. That's what the custom battles for live streams are for everyone to get in. Because we normally get no more than around 60 people watching the stream at one point, so it's perfectly fine, you know, just you coming in the custom battle to play with us. But on a one-to-one basis, it's a lot harder and it is unfair. So that's generally why we don't do it. If my channel was smaller, on the other hand, than it is currently, then yeah, it would have been a viable possibility. I mean, it was in the planning, but because of things that have happened, it's kind of out of the question now, duly because of the size that my channel is becoming now, which I'm very grateful of. But with growth comes certain responsibilities, and sacrifices have to be made, so to speak. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Now, next question comes in from, oh dear, this is going to be a name I am totally going to get wrong. I do apologise, but Edith Rothman? I think that's how you pronounce your name. But basically, who's your favourite World War II general and why? My favourite World War II general is Erwin Rommel, the tank commander, but purely because his reputation and his almost sportsmanship was very good. He's a general I respect in the German army, most definitely, because a lot of people say, any German is a Nazi and should be shot on sight, but there are some legitimately nice people, or not nice people, but honourable people that had respect for the enemy. I mean, there's at the time when the Germans were facing the British, it was very much so a gentleman's war still. Same in the Battle of Britain. It wasn't until after that, when Germany started losing, that things got a bit crazy. The Germans, you know, were often, especially to the British, very respectable, and there was a very sportsmanship-like feeling to the war. I mean, many a times there was the story of the Germans that had given the British armoured unit that had broken down and just wanted to get back home. The Germans had given them jerry cans, you know, because they didn't have enough fuel. The Germans gave them the jerry cans and let the British go on their way back to their headquarters. You know, it's stuff like that. It was very honourable war, and it was Erwin Rommel that commanded that particular unit. So yeah, definitely why he's one of my favourites. But I hope that answers your question, Editha. Sorry that I probably got your name incorrect, but I'm not very good with anything that isn't remotely English. So I hope that answers your question. Next question comes in from Fluid Lone Knight, and he asks, "Hey WBE, what would you think if Gaijin added the Lancaster to special variants, not so much the Dambuster to say, but the Tallboy and the Grand Slam variants? I would like to see these in the game. There's no doubt about it. I would like to see these mass payloads available in War Thunder, because the bomb load that the Lancaster currently holds is very much debatable. It isn't very good, okay? the Lancasters were able to hold tons more ordnance than that in real life. It's kind of poor, the kind of like the payload that it currently has, because it's not very good. But yeah, I would definitely like to see Tallboy and Grand Slam variant bombs in War Thunder, because it would make base bombing a lot easier. Possibly if they were going to add these special variants of bombs in arcade, there would be a definite thing they would need to do, because with the current way that the bombs are set up in arcade, basically you drop your payload and you can then reload your bombs. It will take somewhere around 43 seconds, and that's for, you know, something like 1,500-pound bombs. So that's quite a hefty payload for 43 seconds of bomb time. But if you were to do something like an 18,000-pound bomb, you would have to considerably increase that reload time, which is absolutely fine, because I would rather have a big bomb with a big payload, with a big reload time in arcade, than a small payload with a small reload. I think that's fair. In historical battles, it's not going to be much of an issue, because with the current amount of health that airfields have got, it wouldn't particularly matter about the 18,000-pound bombs. It would most definitely take at least a third, possibly a half of an airfield's base away, but then again, that Lancaster has then got to go back and rearm. So the 18,000-pound bombs would be particularly balanced. I wouldn't say that you would particularly use them for one bombing point, because you can take them out with a 4,000-pound bomb. So the Grand Slam bombs and the Tallboy bombs would be definitely base bomb tactics, most definitely. But I would still like to see them in game. Lancaster with those sorts of bomb loads, the speed would be considerably dropped, to say the least. It is definitely not going to be able to go very fast. Turn time is going to be decreased, and overall engine controls and, you know, response times of the aircraft will be decreased, which will then, seen as the current matchmaking of the Lancaster, ME-163s and Focke-Wulf 190s are going to be able to easily kill it. So you pay off speed and maneuverability for a big bomb load, and I think that's totally worth it. So yes, I would definitely like to see special variations of the bomb loads, especially for Lancasters, in game. So next question comes in from Rupert Skez. Sorry, probably pronounced your name wrong yet again. But he says, are you looking forward to ships being added into War Thunder? Thoroughly, yes. Naval warfare I prefer over ground forces warfare any day. I would rather see that sort of thing in game. I absolutely love the Pacific and the Battle of the Atlantic, theatres of war. Battleships going off against each other, you know, aircraft carriers taking off aircraft and attacking enemy fleets and stuff like that, all really interests me. But I've gone down on record before, once ships are added, that's what's going to really get me happy. For when the closed beta of ships comes out, you can most definitely expect that I will be buying it. If there's any events, I didn't like doing the events, so what I'll do is I'll just, as per usual, I'll purchase my way into the closed beta, and I'll have some fun there, because the ships is what I know myself and Fly Daily very much so looking forward to. Are looking forward to the ships, and I'm sure a lot of other people are. I mean, there has been, they did talk about the ships around a year ago, and also a lot of you won't be aware, but they were also talking about War Thunder for mobile. That was in the development stage, but we haven't really heard about either of the two, because it was planned, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if there's any Gaijin employees that watch my stuff. I know, Smin, you watch it. Whether you have that sort of information, I doubt it. But there was at one point, I believe, the ships were going to be coming out before the tanks. but they swapped it around because of complications, which is totally understandable. But I mean, that's why, basically, ships aren't in game yet. But I can guarantee they are in the development progress now. Now that tanks are in open beta, they've probably got a separate dev team working on different tech trees. They've probably got a naval dev team working on the naval. So I would assume it's very unlikely that it's going to be Britain versus Germany for the closed beta. It will have to be Japan versus the United States Navy. There's no doubt about that. It's the best way that Gaijin could go about this, because there were so many more ships available. Not to say that the Royal Navy and the Kriegsmarine tech trees won't be full. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, they had some terrific ships. The Bismarck being one of them, HMS Hood, Prince Charles class, Renown class battleships for the British tech trees. There was loads, guys. So, I mean, for you British and German players, there's going to be some absolutely terrific battleships, but it will definitely be the Japanese and the United States Army, United States Navy, that I feel will be implemented first, because it's the easiest for them to do, and there's a lot more information on the ships there. But yes, they had released pictures of the ships that they were creating, things such as the Akagi, which we found out was going to be a rank 17 aircraft carrier, the Yamato, a rank 19 battleship. For use that are newer to War Thunder, there used to be an older way of ranking. So basically, it was ranks 1 to 20 instead of ranks 1 to 5. In my opinion, that still was the better way. I mean, the tier 1 to 5 stuff makes it a hell of a lot easier, but the tech trees looked way fuller and looked a lot better when it was rank 1 to 5. I don't understand why. It's just, it looked better, in my opinion. A lot of people still feel that way. But yes, that from what we can work out, patrol boats are going to be what... Yeah, so from what we can work out, patrol boats are going to be at tier 1. It's going to be, you know, that's going to be your guns on them, your torpedoes, your depth charges, stuff like that. That's going to be at tier 1, and it's going to go up through all the battleships and stuff like that. So yeah, good stuff. So final question comes in from Death Marine 10, and he says, out of curiosity, what do you expect when War Thunder is complete? First of all, I'd like to mention we are a definite while off from that until War Thunder is a complete game. But what I'd say you can probably expect is World War Game Mode. World War Game Mode is going to be the main attraction for War Thunder once it's completed. From what we worked out and what they had said, again about a year ago, World War Game Mode basically is going to be somewhat a sandbox experience, so to speak, where there's going to be large-scale battles, so things like tanks, aircraft, ships, all in the same matches. World War Game Mode will most likely go along the same lines of PlanetSide 2. For you that don't know what PlanetSide 2 is, basically there's an area of the world that they have to fight in, and each nation fights for control over the world, so to speak. So basically, you could have it along the lines of there being Axis versus Allies, and you know, it could be kind of like a dynamic campaign where the Axis could win the war, so to speak. So I mean, there's loads of possibilities there for World War Game Mode, especially. I'm definitely looking forward to World War Game Mode, and I'm looking forward to when Gaijin have finally completed War Thunder. I'm sure we can probably expect at least a couple of hundred more aircraft in game at some point. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. So that's pretty much it for this episode of Wednesdays with Weeby. Pretty long one to try and make up for all the, you know, sort of lack of videos lately. I do apologise for that, but I do need to get this all sorted. But yes, thank you for your patience. I hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did, make sure to hit that like button below. Subscribe if you're new around here for more content from me, including War Thunder. If you'd like to see some content on the games that I've played here, please tell me in the comment section below. Look forward to hearing your questions for next episode. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.